Hello, good day, students. Welcome to your economic class. We have already started with the chapter People as Resource, and this is the part 3 of this chapter. Okay, so now we shall start with the economic activities of men and women. On our previous class, we have discussed about an example of two friends, Vilas and Sakal, and we have seen how with investment on education and investment on the healthcare, Vilas was able to succeed in life, and Vilas got a job in a good software company. He made good salaries, and he could support his family properly. Whereas on the other case, Sakal was uh, a fish seller's son, and ultimately he was not interested in education. Rather, he helped his mother in selling fish, and ultimately when his mother got ill, he had to take up the responsibility of his family, and he continued his life earning a meager salary by selling fish into the mandi. So today we shall start with the economic activities of uh, Vilas and Sakal, and men and women. Like Vilas and Sakal, people have been engaged in various activities. Okay, we saw Vilas sold fish, that we have already learned that Vilas sold fish, and we have also seen uh, Sakal got a job in the farm. Now, what must be the reason behind it? The reason behind it was Vilas was interested and very much enthusiastic in studies. So Sakal was very much enthusiastic in studies, and so he studied properly, passed the high secondary, got a computer degree, and finally got a job in a firm. Whereas Vilas, who was not so enthusiasm in studies, finally ended up selling fish like his mother and father did. The various activities has been classified into three main sectors. Okay, so one thing you should remember, that economic activities is classified into three sectors. One is the primary sector, second is the secondary sector, and the third is the tertiary sector. So in primary sector, it includes agriculture, forestry, animal husbandry, fishing, poultry, farming, and mining. So these are the activities that are included in the primary sectors. Quarrying and manufacturing is included in the secondary sector. Trade, transport, communication, banking, education, health, tourism services, insurance, etc. are the tertiary service. So the service which are related to serving other, okay, which are related to providing providing aid to primary and secondary, they are known as tertiary. Okay, they are known as tertiary sector. Generally it is service providing. Okay, like education. Okay, you are being provided with education. Like health, you are being provided with good health. Tourism, services, all services related work, okay, example insurance, etc. are included in the tertiary sector. Activities in this sector results in the production of goods and services, and these activities add value to the national income. Okay, so the sector results, the activities in this sector, okay, results in the production of goods and services. So when you do some activity in this sector, what is the result? The result is the production of good. Now when there is a production of good, that means there will be a value added to the national income, because somebody will be purchasing that good, and when somebody purchases that good, it will be adding the value to the national income. The nation will be earning through tax. These activities are called economic activities, whether it be primary, whether it be secondary, whether it be tertiary. All these activities are known as economic activities. Why? Because ultimately the nation will be earning from it. The nation will be earning from it. economic activities have two parts. Number one, market activities, and number two, non-market activities. Now, what are the market activities? Market activities involve remuneration to anyone who perform, that is activity performed for pay or profit. Now, you should know what is a market activity. ओके सो जो भी परफॉर्म करते हैं उसको जब हम पे करते हैं, ओके, दैट इज नोन एज मार्केट एक्टिविटी. Okay, these include production of goods and services including government services. Now, production of goods, somebody produce a goods and we uh, end up paying them for the work they have done. Okay, so now activity perform for pay or profit. Okay, either you pay for the activity they have done in the form of payment or profit. These include production of goods or services including government service. Government services, the person who are in government service, they are being paid for the performance or for the work they are doing. Okay, non-market activities are production for self-consumption. When you are producing something, but that producing is not for selling to others, but that production is for self. You are producing for your own self. Okay, that is a non-market activity. Now let us consider the example of a farmer. Okay, a farmer has suppose cultivated 10 quintal of wheat. Okay, 10 quintal of wheat. Out of this 10 quintal, 8 quintals will be sold to the market, and 2 quintals will be keeping it for his own family. Okay, his own consumption. Now, the 8 quintals that he'll be selling to the market will be a market activity. This will be a market activity. Whereas the 2 quintals that he'll not be selling, but it will be of his own consumption, that will be a non-market activity. Okay, so anything that is for selling purpose and not for own consumption, that is a market activity, and anything is for own consumption, that is not for any selling purpose to others, that is a non-market activity. Okay. Now, these can be consumption and process of primary product and own account production of fixed asset. Okay, now there is an activity that is shown. Let us not go deep into that activity. Due to historical and cultural reason, there are division of labors between men and women. Okay, now it is something that is historic, that in a society the division of work is divided into men and women. For example, all hard work, that is say earning bread, or let's say farming, working in factories. Okay, this type of hardship work are classified for men, whereas women are only considered to be working in household activities. Okay, so women are looked after domestic chores, that means household activities, and men work in the field. So the hard works like working in the field, working in the factories, okay, these works are considered to be of hard labor, and so the men are considered to be working here, whereas women are mainly looked into the responsibility of doing all the household work like cooking, washing, cleaning, okay, etc. But nowadays, even the women, they are also of the same level. They also work in factories, they also work in fields, they also help their family by working in agricultural work. Okay, but in a general view, if we look into a general view, then working in a field, working in a factory, and these stuffs are considered to be men work, and women are considered to be doing or looking after the domestic activities only. Sakal's father Bhuta cultivates in field, sells the produce in market and earns money for the family. Okay, but Sheila is not paid for the services for delivering or upbringing of the family. Now, if we consider your mother, if we consider your mother, then look at your mother. Right from the morning, her duty begins. First of all, clean the house. Okay, make breakfast, get the children ready for school, get the children ready for school. Okay, perform all washing activities. uh, then if there is any cleaning activities to be done, that is also being done by your mother. Okay, then comes cooking dinner, cooking lunch for you, cooking dinner for the family. Okay, so there is a lot of household work that a lady performs. But does we pay money to our mother for cooking breakfast for us? Does we pay money to our mother for getting us ready for school? No. Okay, generally a woman is not being paid for the work that he does in his home. A woman is not being paid for the household work that is being done to keep the household work tidy and for upbringing of the family. Obviously, a mother is never paid. Okay, women are not paid for the service delivered in the family. Their work is not accounted in the national income. Why? Because their work like cleaning the house, cooking food, washing clothes, these activities are not counted in national income. Okay, which is the sum of total goods and services produced in the country. So these works are one owns household work. So the country has nothing to do or nothing to gain from one's household work. So they are not considered to be adding a value to the household work. Okay. Now Geeta and the mother of Vilas earned an income by selling fish. Now here Geeta is being paid for the service. Why? Because Geeta is selling fish. Okay, Geeta is selling fish. Thus, women are paid for their work when they enter the labor market. Now, selling fish is not considered as an household activity. Is not considered as a household activity. So, women are only paid when they enter doing work in a labor market. They are earning like that of the male counterpart. Like a male person sells fish, Geeta, the mother of Vilas, also selling fish in the market. So she is earning because she is working, she is putting labor in the market. Their earning like that of a male counterpart is determined on the basis of education and skill. Okay, so it is based on education and skill. Why is Vilas, why is Sakal earning a handsome income, whereas Vilas is earning a meager income? Why is that? Because Sakal was a computer degree holder. He was educated in computer. So, if we consider the skill of Sakal, okay, then Sakal was more skilled, more skilled labor, more skilled labor as compared to Vilas. So Sakal being more skilled labor had more salary than Vilas, because Vilas did not have any degrees as such. He was only selling fish. He was only selling fish, whereas Sakal was a computer skilled labor. So Sakal's value was more than Vilas. Okay, Sakal's value was more than Vilas. Okay. Now, to make education helps individual to make better use of the economic opportunity available before him. But Vilas was not very much interested in education. That is why Vilas could not make better use, economic use of the opportunity that was available. Education and skill are major determinant of earning of any individual in a market. If you are skilled, the more you are skilled, the more you are skilled, the more you will be able to earn. The more you are skilled, the more you will be able to earn. The lesser you are skilled, the lesser will be your market value. Okay, less will be your value. Okay, and that is what it is said, a majority of the women have meager education. Okay, we generally take women, considered women to be doing their household work, and for household work like washing, for household work like cooking, for household work like cleaning, there need not be any specialized degree required as such. There are no special degrees required for these purposes, household purposes. So women are generally considered to be doing these household works only. And since there is no special degree required, so women have very meager salary. Ultimately, people think that women will be ending up doing these household works. Okay, and so because they have meager education, they have low skill, and because, as I have told you, if your skill is low, your value will also be low, and so women work where job security is not there. Various activities related to legal protection is meager. Employment in this sector is characterized by irregular and low income. In this sector, there is an absence of basic facilities like maternity leave, child care leave, and other social security systems. Okay, women are forced to work in this environment. Why? Because they are they have meager education and they have low skills. So because they have meager education and they have low skill, they are compelled to work in an environment where job security is not there. Okay, where basic amenities or basic facilities like maternity leave, like child care leave, like other social security systems, these are not there. Okay, now among the organized sector, teaching and medicine attracts them the most. Okay, so among the organized, if you look at the organized sector, then women are mostly attracted to the teaching as well as in medicine areas. Some women have entered into administrative and other services also. Yes, like if we take up the example of Kiran Bedi. Madam Kiran Bedi is the first IPS officer and he is an administrative officer. Okay, so there are many women or girls like Madam Kiran Bedi that have taken administrative services and other services, government services also, and these need high skills of scientific and technological service. So you can see that nowadays how women are coming out of their old customed household work and entering into the mainstream like their male counterparts. Okay, So these are the economic activities of men and women. Now let us study about the quality of population. The quality of population depends upon the literacy rate. If the literacy rate is more, then such type of population will add more value to whom? To the country, more value to the country. If the if the if the education is there, if the literacy is there, is high, then such type of high literate population will be adding more value to the country. If the health of the population is good, if the health of the population is good, then what will happen? It will be adding more value. How will it be adding more value? Let us consider now what is happening now. Now each and every person, or each and every population of corner of the world is being affected by COVID-19, and because of this many peoples are falling ill. Okay, many peoples are falling ill, due to which the work done work done is getting lesser. Okay, due to COVID-19, the all the persons, the sick persons, they are unable to work. Those persons who are affected by COVID-19 are and are either quarantined, okay, who are either quarantined, they are unable to work. They are unable to work, and because of less workforce, the 100% work that should be done in a company, that is not getting being done. Why? Because the workers are less. Why the workers are less? Because everyone, almost everyone, a large chunk of the population are falling ill or affected by COVID-19. Either they are quarantined, or they are under medical observations. Okay, because of that they are unable to work, unable to go to office, and each and every companies or factories have less workforce. Due to this less workforce, the companies are unable to produce 100% of their capability. Okay, so health of a person is a great important point when we consider the quality of the population. Okay, now health of a person indicates by life expectancy and skill formation acquired by the people of the country. The quality of population ultimately decides the growth rate. Okay, if the quality is good, if the population is high, if the health of the population is good, then this will ultimately have a good growth rate. Higher is the education, higher is the health, and that will lead to a higher growth for the country. Lower is the education, weak is the health, then this will lead to a lower growth or economic growth of any country. This is something we should know. Health is also an important factor, and we know it. Why? Because today we are suffering from a pandemic of COVID-19. So we have seen how these 6 to 8 months people are falling sick, they are unable to perform, they are unable to go to their regular work. Okay, the companies are shut down for almost 3 to 4 months, when the total production was almost 0%. The total production of the from the company or the factory was almost 0%. So because of that, the economic growth of a country has lowered down. Why? Because people are staying inside their home, they are under lockdown, and because of that the factories are closed, the manufacturing units are closed, the shops are closed, the markets are closed, every economic activity is being stopped. So ultimately, because of this sudden stop of everything, then the economy of a country has drastically fallen. Okay, illiterate and unhealthy population are a liability. Okay, if no matter how big or how huge is a population, if the population is a literate population, highly literate population, if the population has good health, then that population will become a asset, that population will become a asset. लेकिन जहाँ पे लिटरेसी रेट बहुत कम होगा, जहाँ पे हेल्थ बहुत वीक होगा, वहाँ पे वो एसेट नहीं बन के दैट विल कम एज liability for the economy. Okay, so literacy and healthy population is an asset, whereas illiteracy and unhealthy population is an liability. Okay, now we shall start looking at how education is an asset. Sakal's education in initial years of his life bore him fruits in later, क्योंकि सकल ने बचपन में अच्छी तरह से पढ़ाई किया, तभी जाके फ्यूचर में वो एक बड़ा कंपनी में काम कर सका. तो बचपन में किया हुआ मेहनत बाद में जाके अच्छा फल लाता है. Those who are studying now in schools, in colleges, and they are serious with your education, they are enthusiastic with their education, ultimately they will be ending up doing good jobs in future, doing being successful in future, earning good salary in future. Okay, earning good salary and getting a good job in future. But now those who are not in serious with your studies, what will happen? You will be ending up like Vilas, getting a meager salary. Like Vilas, you will be getting a meager salary and it will be very difficult to earn your own living. Okay, so we saw education was an important unit of growth of सकल. Education कितना important है ये हम लोग सकल और विलास के एग्जाम्पल से ही हम लोग समझ सकते हैं. It opened new horizon for him, provided new aspiration and developed values of life. And not only सकल, और सिर्फ ये सकल तो बस एक एग्जाम्पल है, not only सकल, even education contributes towards the growth of society also, क्योंकि जितना ज़्यादा education होगा उतना ही society grow करेगा. It enhances the national income. किस तरह से society grow करेगा? How will the society grow? Because it will enhance the national income, it will enhance the cultural richness and increase the efficiency of governance. So how will education, how education how education will contribute will contribute towards enhancement of national income. इस तरह से अगर कोई क्वेश्चन आए तो हाउ एजुकेशन किस तरह से नेशनल इनकम को बढ़ाने में मदद करता है, तो Number 1, it enhances the national income. Number 2, it enhances the cultural richness. And number 3, it increases the efficiency of governance also. Okay. Now, there are provisions made for providing universal access. Okay, there are provision made for providing universal access, retention and quality in elementary education with special emphasis on girls. और आजकल एजुकेशन ऑन गर्ल्स पे सरकार बहुत ज़्यादा ध्यान दे रहा है. गर्ल्स लोगों को प्रॉपर एजुकेशन मिलना चाहिए, उन लोगों को प्रॉपर फैसिलिटीज़ मिलना चाहिए, तभी जाके गर्ल्स भी बॉयज़ के जैसे आगे बढ़ेंगे ऑन एवरी एस्पेक्ट ऑफ द सोसाइटी. There is also an establishment for pace setting up of schools like Navodaya Vidyalay in each district. हर एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट में एक नवोदय विद्यालय सेटअप करने के लिए भी सरकार आगे आ रहा है. Vocational streams have been developed to equip large numbers of high school students with occupation related to knowledge and skill. सिर्फ पढ़ाई नहीं बल्कि पढ़ाई के साथ साथ प्रॉपर नॉलेज और प्रॉपर स्किल भी इक्वली ज़रूरी है और इसके तरफ भी आजकल सरकार बहुत ध्यान दे रहा है. द प्लान टू आउटले ऑन एजुकेशन हैज़ इंक्रीज फ्रॉम रुपीज 151 करोड़ in the first plan to rupees 43,825 crore in the 10th plan. तो किस तरह से एडुकेशन पे खर्चे सरकार बढ़ा रहे हैं. जब पहला प्लान किया था तो उसमें सरकार रुपीज 151 करोड़ इन्वेस्ट करने के बारे में सोचा था, लेकिन 10th प्लान आते आते वही 151 करोड़ बढ़ के 43,825 करोड़ हो गया. The expenditure on education as percentage of GDP rose from 0.64% in 1951-52 to 3.98% in 2002, 2002, 2000, 2002, 2003 budgetary estimate. And you can see this. If you can see this, the census of 2011 series 1, if you can see this particular graph, that is the literacy rate. Here in the graph it is shown that the literacy rate, and you can see how woman, this is for woman, this is for male or men, okay, this is for female, this is for male, similarly this is for male, this is for female. And now if we take the centers of this bar and we start joining, you will be seeing an upper inclination, okay, you will be seeing an upper inclination. That means as years are passing by, the woman, this is ultimately woman or female, the education, the females are getting literated, okay, where previously the graph shows a tiny bar into 1951 has turned up into a tall bar graph in 2001. And also you can see that the slope is highly inclined. The slope is inclined. It is not a flat, slope is inclined. Okay, so women are being introduced to education, are being given proper education facilities as time is passing by, as years and time is passing by. Okay, so I will give a homework. You have a graph which I have discussed. You have to complete these questions by studying the graph in your copy, and this will be your homework. Okay, so today with this I will end today's class on uh, your part 3. So thank you and stay safe.